Welcome back to the Tide Room. Hey, this is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video talking about these electric dirt bikes. And we're going to talk about 2 years later and how they held up, problems we've had, and are they going to hold up for the long run? So the first thing we're going to talk about is this monster Moto E1000. So Jason, which of these do you like the best between the E1000 and the 650 2 years later?
The Monster Moto E1000.
Okay, and why do you like it better than the 650?
It's faster.
So you really feel like it's faster, or is it just get to the speed quicker, or what?
I really feel like it's faster.
Okay. You get top speed. I thought when we did the top speed test, they were the same.
Yeah, but this one has held up better because it's just smaller and more compact. And this thing is a razor and it gets worn out faster.
But what do you think the biggest problem with this Monster Moto E1000 that we've had?
It doesn't have the bouncers on it.
Okay, so you think the suspension's the issue. Well, why don't you go ahead and sit on it? Let's have a look at that back tire. Okay, well, it's not really showing up that well here, but the back tire needs to be aired up every time we ride it. Now, I probably need to take it off, patch it or something, but it's something that's quick and easy to up and air up. But the thing is that it's a big pain in the butt to take that thing off. It's going to be a bit of a job to get that off, and then retention the chain and all that. All right, Jason, bring that over here, so let's go and get some air in it. All right, so let's get a little bit of air in this bad boy. We use just a little compressor that we got at our local Ace hardware store, and it's a challenge getting in there with a regular standard one, so this is way easier. Jason, we hold that so it doesn't... The kickstand's also not the greatest on this. That should do the job for us. Okay, so Jason, how old are you now? Okay, so you're 2 years older, you're 10 years old, and a little heavier, but does it just feel like it pulls you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and so we decided that the suspensions, it'd be nice to have a suspension, but the big fat tires are better. Kind of help out with that. And we have to air the tire up all the time, and that's about really the only problem. The kickstand sort of sucks, but all right, get on it. Let's take it for a spin. Bring it back in. Seems to be pulling them just fine. All right, how'd you feel like it rode?
I think I rode pretty well other than turns.
Okay. What's the problem with the turns?
I have to stop it and turn it because
Yeah, so it is kind of low. The frame lays real low. So let's have a look at that versus the other one. So the frame is a bit low, and that's something that I notice when I'm riding it myself. Anything else?
no, I think
It's got that good get up and go? You want me to give it a ride?
yes.
All right. All right, so everybody made a big deal about when I said I was 200 pounds in my other video. Now I'm 215, so now I have more. Let's see how it goes with me being bigger. So I just take wider turns in it, because if you don't take the wider turn, you're going to scrape. You're going to scrape a bit. You can't quite. You can get more range on that guy, but it pulled me just fine. Did you see it pull me just fine?
Yes.
No problem. Feels like the day that we bought it. It running great, running strong. I don't think that charge time, which we'll probably test that later, but I don't think charge time is even been diminished, or what is it, run time? The charge on the battery isn't diminished. And we just charge them overnight. We don't really pay attention, but I think it only takes like 2 to 3 hours to get a full charge, and they last about 45 minutes. So still about the same as when they were new, right, Jason?
Yes.
Awesome. What's the longest you've rode them recently?
Probably.
30, 45 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Have you worn it down to where it's like, oh man, this thing needs a charge?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 45 minutes. All right, let's get on to the next one. All right, so who usually rides this, the MX650?
Chris,
Okay. Who's Chris?
my brother.
And how big is he?
He's like 70, 80 pounds.
Yeah, so he's 70-something pounds. And where's the blue one, the 350?
He sold it.
Why'd we sell it?
To get more space.
No, we sold it because the boys are getting bigger, and the 350 just wasn't pulling them as well as these do, and they're not ready to graduate to gas yet, trust me. But they're still, that 350 was just not keeping up for them. Now, it still pulled them, but it was nothing compared to what these two do. So I figured, hey, if we got two of them, they can each ride those, I'll ride the gas, call it a day. So what problems have you had with this one?
Just the kickstand. This thing comes off really easily.
So the handle grips come off real easily, especially when neighbor kids rip them off and throw them in the field. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
The brakes sometimes.
the brakes are, yeah, we need to tighten up the brakes a bit, huh?
Yeah.
So with this though, all those are real simple fixes. They're not really that bad. It still pulls you really good, really well. You feel like the other one's faster though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so well, let's go ahead and have a look at this and see how it goes. Go. Look both ways. There it is in action. Going down the street, going to make a turnaround. The thing with it is that it just doesn't get up to speed as quick. The Monster Moto E1000, I think, gets up to speed. It's got more torque. I think they have the same exact top speed. But we'll have a look when I ride it here in just a second. We can definitely achieve that 17 miles an hour very easily on a bike. Do you think it's possible to ride your bike faster than you ride in this, Jason?
It's possible, but it's really hard.
Okay, so you'd have to be pedaling max the whole time as to where this would keep you at the max with little effort.
Yeah.
Which one's better exercise? The bicycle versus the motorcycle? What would you rather ride?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you would. All right, let's park this thing. Let me give it a shot. Okay, so before I go for a spin, what were you saying on your little ride there that you were saying about the brakes?
The right brake is way tighter than the left brake, but it doesn't make any sense because
Well, one goes to the front, one goes to the rear tires. So whichever one is, generally the front one takes the majority of the force, and that would be actually the right brake. So I did tighten these up at one point to make sure they were tight enough, but I didn't want them so tight that if you tapped them that you fly over the handlebars. So there's a fine adjustment that you have to make. That you don't want to slam on the brakes and fly way over. That's dangerous. And the number one reason I even mess with these is safety. I think these are way safer than the combustion ones, than the gas-powered ones. But let me go ahead and give it a go and see how it looks with me on it. Okay, so the brakes are fine. They work very, very well. I think that the fact that my son's used to just using one brake on the other one, he tries to just stop with one brake on this one, and I think you need to use both brakes when you stop with this guy too. This is definitely held up well too, and The run time on it is probably even a little better than the other one because this has the upgraded batteries. Now I put the 15 volt, 15 amp, or is it 12? No, 12 volt, 15 amp. 12 volt, 15 amp batteries in this, so it should last a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and do a little race between the two of us. So the Monster Moto E1000 performs better when with a heavier occupant. It is faster, it is more powerful, it does pull way more weight at about the same speed. They top out the same no matter who's on it, but this has more get up and go and more pull and more push. Now we're gonna check the other ones down below, links down below to our other MX650, MX650 E1000, and of course our gas-powered stuff. So like and subscribe.